Welcome to the Unfuck Your Relationships podcast, the podcast where we are not just unfucking your love life, but unfucking your relationship to yourself and your entire life. Around here, we raise your standards, we break patterns, we upgrade your self-concept. We are talking about boundaries, money, shadow work, your relationship to your body, sex, all of it. We are covering your entire life, baby. Think of this podcast as like big sister energy where I am no fluff, no bullshit, but I am also very open with my heart and I'm going to share all of me with you, and that will be able to transform your entire life through you listening to this podcast. So if you are ready to stop settling for the bare minimum and actually be the woman that you can wake up in the morning and be proud of, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Unfuck Your Relationships podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Panning, and this is episode 226. Today, we're going to be talking about friendship. And this is an area of my life that I have been schooled in, and I can confidently say my friendships have taught me more about secure love than honestly any romantic relationship that I have ever been in. My relationship with my best friend is so healthy and secure and loving and reciprocal and fun and playful and lighthearted, but deep and honest. Like, she's told me shit. She's told me where I'm not challenging myself. She's told me where I'm being lazy. She's taught me, she's reflected where I'm acting out of integrity with the things that I say that I value, and vice versa, me to her, right? She tells me where I'm being dishonest. Like, there's so much depth and reflection and genuine care about each other, but that was not always the way. So I want to talk about kind of the biggest red flags in relationships. And to be completely transparent, this is me coming off the back of ending a friendship with one of my closest friends recently due to something which I may or may not get into on this podcast, but people do not realize how much their friendships impact their lives. And I hear it all the time, especially in the experience and the connected woman where you have a group of women. I mean, there's like 50 plus people in those containers. And I hear it all the time. I wish I had female friends. I wish I had female friends. And I'm like, guys, there's a million women around you. Like, fucking connect, right? But they then come to realize how hurt they have been by women and realize that they have a massive sisterhood wound and they've experienced a lot of betrayal from women, which is, shameless plug, this is what we also work on at Awakening Her, the retreat coming up in January. That is what we work on, healing your relationship to the feminine, healing that mother wound, healing the sisterhood wound, actually being in connection with other women who are safe women who actually want to see you succeed, who do not exhibit the fucking red flags that I'm about to go through with you. So these are the things that we are working on there. And obviously Awakening Her is also awakening her within you, the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay, so the first red flag in friends is where your friends are in competition with you. And to be fully transparent, and my best friend, Caitlin, shout out to Caitlin, we have told this story on the podcast, but I'll just share it again in case you haven't heard that episode. Her and I were best friends for years. And honestly, there was so much competition between us. We actually did a podcast episode ages ago here. It was so funny because we really thought it was a flex. We really thought we fucking ate with this, where she would be like, yeah, you would, make a lot of money and then that would drive me to make more money than you. And then like, and then I'd be like, yeah. And when you started doing really well, then that would push me to like do really well, and not in a space of like, oh, fuck, sick. Like, I realize I haven't been challenging myself, but actually from a space of, I need to outdo you. I need to be better than you. I need to be superior. And we really thought that we were doing something with that. So it's not, that's not fucking healthy, right? You want to look out for people who are in competition with you and feel that they need to be superior to you. So just to further on from that story, Caitlin and I actually ended our friendship a couple of years ago, and we didn't speak for a year about We didn't speak. I think I was blocked. um, yeah, I had ended the friendship and ended the connection because of just like all these things that were playing out on both sides. It wasn't like it was one-sided and it was just her, it was me as well. We were both contributing to it. And like our relationship felt so forced and so weird and so pushing shit uphill. And I ended it, and then we took a year apart, and I bumped into like a friend, a mutual friend, and at a tantra event actually. And I was saying, I really miss Caitlin. I've been thinking about reaching out. And this friend was basically not wanting to say, like, yes, you should reach out, but essentially, if it's on your heart to do so, I think that would be a good thing for you to do. Basically saying, yes, she would be open to it. So I reached out, and long story short, I ended up going to Caitlin's house, and she lives like 2.5 hours away from me. I drove there because I was the one who ended the friendship, right? I drove there, and she had a notebook filled with all of the things that she wanted me to take responsibility for. But this is so true Caitlin fashion. She was like, but I want to hear what you think you need to take responsibility for before I read these out. And so I was like, yeah, 100% fair enough. Here's where I think I fucked up. Here, 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 da, 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 da. This is what I want to take responsibility for. I didn't show up for you this way, blah, blah, blah. And she looked at her list and she was like, you've literally spoken to every single thing that I had written down on my list. And the same thing for her. Whilst I didn't have a written list, which is so off brand for me because I'm a Virgo, you think I would, but I I was like, I don't want to sit here and say it was all me, it's all my fault because I was the one who ended the friendship and I was the one reaching out. I didn't want to then overly take responsibility of being like, yeah, it's all my fault. Oh my God, I'm the worst. Yep, you did nothing wrong, whatever. So I was like, I also want to hear how you think you contributed to the friendship breakdown. And she was like, here, 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 here. And that was exactly what I needed to hear. And truly, from that day, we were like, okay, are we deciding to be friends again? And it was yes. And I want to say that it was like it was a slow process. It wasn't. We were like literally besties immediately. And that was, I want to say like 2 years ago, probably. And we have been like no drama at all. No competition, no comparison, no superior, inferior, none of that. It is the most solid friendship that I have in my life. And all of my friendships reflect that level of safety and connection and honesty and integrity. And that's just what I love so much. So that's the thing. And, people say you want to look for your friends who are there for you when everything's going to shit. Yeah. But also look who's there for you when things are going really, really well. Do people disappear? Do they get cold on you? Do they say that, you have changed? Are they giving you backhanded compliments? Like, oh, you're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. It must be nice. Well, you're beautiful. So, of course, you would get that, or whatever, like pointing out that you actually haven't earned the life that you have, whether it's you're in a dream relationship or you just got pregnant or you got a promotion or you have had your first 5K month in your business or you've had your first fucking 500K month, whatever it is, like watch out for the people who downplay your wins, who will change the subject, who cannot celebrate you. Okay. These are the people that will be your fucking demise. Dead straight, they will be your demise. Okay. You want women, and this is why in all of my spaces, whether it's Swipe Right, the Connected Woman, the retreats, the experience, main character energy, whatever space it is, I always have a thread around brags and celebrations because I want you to get into the habit of celebrating yourself, taking up space, and being unapologetic in who you are and what you're celebrating. And then have women who also fucking celebrate you and are like, yes, bitch. Oh my God, I love this. Like, oh, you look so hot in this outfit. I'm so excited for you. Good luck on your date. You're going to kill it. Good luck at the promotion or good luck at the job interview. Congrats on your promotion. Or, people who are just like, yeah, I'm starting my health journey. And like today I went for a walk. Yay, I'm celebrating you. Well done. Like, you know, you don't want people that are like, so what? You went for a fucking walk. And really what this is, that like jealous filter, that those jealous friends, are really coming from the space of scarcity of when you win, I lose. And that's not the vibe because there is more than enough of literally everything to go around. Now, let's give an example where your friend is pregnant, like she's just told you that she's pregnant, and you have been going through, a really devastating, heavy fertility journey for the past 5 years. You can be really happy for your friend and also feel sad. Like, that's okay. But you don't have to be like, oh, I can't believe you're pregnant when like I've been trying so hard. Like, the jealous friends will turn everything, your problems and your wins, and make it about them. That's not a safe human. Okay? That's not a safe human. Which brings me to my next point. The next person who is an unsafe friend is the person who is an energy vampire. This person makes everything about them. They are trauma dumping. They are constantly venting. They are constantly ranting. Everything is always going to shit. Everything is hard. They are a complete victim to life. This person is so goddamn draining to be around. And you may know who this person is. And reality check, if you're like, I don't think I've ever met someone like that, it might be you. You might be the energy vampire, right? Because I want you to watch out for this person, and you'll know that this person is an energy vampire because when they connect with you, it's all about them, what's going on in their life, what's going well, what's really not going well, trauma dumping, venting, all of those things. And then when you need support, crickets. Now, here's where we want to look at our part and we want to take responsibility. If you are constantly the caretaker and you never let anyone in and tell them that anything is wrong, you can't then blame your friend for not being there to support you. You can't be like, no one fucking supports me when you literally hold up this facade that you are fine all of the time. That's on you then. But coming back to this energy vampire, if you consistently feel drained or emotionally hungover after being with a particular person, they probably do not have space in your life. If you feel like you need to do the most and you're like dreading seeing them, like, oh, I've got to catch up with, I don't know, Mary today, like, oh God, she's such a drainer and I'm just going to have to cancel my schedule for the rest of the day because I know I'm just going to be so exhausted by it. Why do we have that friendship? Why do we actually have that friendship? I would rather be alone than hang around with energy vampires, like forever, truly. And an energy vampire will make you feel guilty for having boundaries or needing space. Like, it's not even like space, but just like living your own life. They'll make you feel guilty for being busy, for focusing on your business. Maybe you used to go out and get cocktails and maybe you've just started your entrepreneurship journey and you've started a business and you're like, I actually don't have the space to be able to do that. Like, I'm laser fucking focused on doing this. And they're like, "Ugh, what the fuck? Like, you've changed so much. Like, you always used to do this with me. I don't get it. What's the big deal? Why can't you just take one night off?" Or maybe you're like really dialed in on your health and you're cutting out alcohol. And they're like, oh, come on, who cares? Like, it's just one shot. Why can't you respect my boundaries? That's such a red flag in friendships. If you cannot respect my boundaries, you need a therapist. They will expect blind loyalty. So I have a couple things to say about this. One, they will expect loyalty in the sense of even when they have fucked up, and they're in the wrong and they're acting out of integrity and they're not in alignment with what they say they value, you are like the devil if you say anything about it. Now, of course, you don't need to be like, you're on a health journey. Why are you eating fucking chips? You know? But you can, hey, are you open to a reflection? And if they say yes, then, hey, I'm just noticing like you said you're on this health journey and you're doing the exact opposite, right? Or girl, like you said you were going to work on your self-worth and you keep going back to that guy. What is this, right? Or you're in this relationship and he treats you like shit. I don't want a friend ever who's going to sit by and watch me destroy my life and them sit by idly and be like, "Do, do, 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 not my problem." Like, if you care about me, call me the fuck out. Seriously, because if I'm your friend, And I do this with my partner as well, with permission, right? Hey, can I reflect something? You said this and you're doing this, right? Or, actually this is like not the vibe. This is not in integrity with who you say you are. And that's the same with my friendships, right? We have this understanding, and luckily like these conversations don't come up very often because my friends pretty much 98% of the time act in alignment with what they say they value. But it's that like blind loyalty of I I want to be around you when you just validate whatever the fuck I say. Just validate whatever comes out of my mouth, whatever choices, behaviors, like thoughts, patterns, whatever I'm doing, just validate. Just validate that it's so hard for me. Validate that, yeah, men are shit. Validate that I'm not the problem. He is. Validate that, oh, whatever, you can start again on Monday. Like, that's not a friend. That's actually not a friend. And if you're the person who is like, oh, yeah, I want to be validated, like, you need to take a good, strong look at yourself. And I say that with love because even for me as a coach, if I just validate and validate and validate and validate and validate, and I don't ever challenge you, you're not going to grow. So it's on me to be like, babe, you said you wanted this, you're doing the exact opposite. Right. And so that is what a good and safe person will do in your life. And the other thing about loyalty is that they want loyalty. They expect loyalty that they have never given to you either. So it's like you may actually notice that this person is really overly clingy or possessive. They get really upset if you have other friends. They get upset if you're busy. They get upset if you get a partner. And obviously, it's a bit different if you're the type of person who you get into a relationship and then you drop all your friends. And then when it doesn't work out, you're like, hi, it's me again. Let's be like, that's actually you being a shitty friend. But this person who is just quite possessive and territorial over you is a red flag. And this is where you need to then take responsibility of you are not someone's therapist, you're not someone's mother, you are not their emotional crutch. You do not need to fix them. They're not broken, but also like they need to look at their own stuff and do their own work. And we become afraid of like, oh, but I'm going to hurt their feelings and whatever. But the thing is, if you keep rescuing a victim, they never have an opportunity to grow and learn perseverance and strength and resilience and resourcefulness for themselves because they know that you're just going to do it for them. If you're the woman who has consumed all of my podcast episodes and other podcasts, and you've read the self-help books and you have done little masterclasses and you've dabbled here and there, but you still keep repeating the same patterns in your love life and in friendships and in money and all of the things, and you're like, fuck, why do I keep doing this? I need to put you onto something. That is the Awakening Retreats. They're happening in January 2026, and they are the place where you get to actually transcend this behavior and finally get to do something different. So, your first retreat is going to be Awakening Her, and this is where you are connecting to your feminine energy, your pleasure, your devotion, your joy, your ecstasy, your rage, your grief, all of these pieces. So you get to live in totality of the woman that you are. And also, you're going to have an opportunity to heal your relationship with women because the more I work with women, the more I realize how many women have felt betrayed by other women, almost more than they have felt betrayed by men. And you're really focusing on healing your relationship to yourself, to your body, to your sexuality, to your joy, to your confidence, to your insecurities, all of the things. And then your second retreat is Awakening Him. And this is where we're anchoring into your masculine energy. So your relationship to responsibility and integrity, following through on the things that you say that you're going to do, discipline, discernment, direction, all of these things, and healing your relationship with men, as well as then bringing this into a focus of how do you then bring this into relationships. So everything that you learned at Awakening Her and about expansion and emotional expression and all of these things, how do you then hold that containment and bring that into your romantic relationships and your friendships? And that is really the focus of Awakening Him. You can choose to do either or, but I've designed them to go together as a pair. And that is what most women who have decided to do the retreats have chosen to do. I do want to say these are the last retreats that I'm going to be running. if you've been saying, "Oh, I'll go to the next one," or "When you come to the States, I'll do it." I'm never running one in the States, I can tell you that right now, and I'm not running more retreats in the future. This is your time. Make a fucking holiday out of it. Come to Australia. I Most of the women who have signed up are coming from the US, which is very cool. DM me on Instagram if you have any questions. Otherwise, the link will be in the description. I cannot wait to see you there. Let's get back to the episode. The third red flag that I would look out for in friendships is this friend who actually secretly hates you. I know that sounds like a really bold statement, and it is. This is the person who makes quote unquote jokes about your insecurities, right? And they say things and they're pointing out your flaws and all the things genuinely not from a place of like banter. My best friend and I, we will like rip on each other, but we know that it's actually coming from banter, and we both think each other are, like, so beautiful and kind and loving and just, like truly, like, I think my best friend is, like, the best person on the planet. Like, I'm like, "I fucking love you," and in my eyes, I'm like, "You can do no wrong," but obviously, like, going back to the point, like, I do point out where I'm like, I feel like you coulda handled that better." Like, sometimes she tells me about, things that are going on with her husband. I'm like, I kinda feel like you were being an asshole." And she's like, "Okay, fair." I don't just blindly take her side because she's my best friend, but also, like, she is pretty cool, right? So it's like this friend who, like, they actually take stabs at you about your insecurities, about the things that you're doing, and they say, "Oh my god, I'm just joking." Like, why do you have to take everything so fucking personally, right? And again, going back to this, like, inability to celebrate you, it's like they conveniently forget to celebrate you, and they go quiet when you succeed, right? When you're succeeding, when you're doing well, when life is like, "Oh my god, I feel like you know what? I feel like my career, my finances, my health, like, I feel happy in my body, like, I'm in this relationship, like, everything feels fucking good." They're nowhere to be found. Like, that friend fucking hates you. Right? The other thing is they are talking shit about you behind your back under the guise of being concerned. "Oh my god, no, I'm not speaking ill of you. I'm worried. I'm concerned." No. No. If you're concerned, say it to my face. Say it with your whole chest. Don't talk shit about me behind my back. And this is the thing, because it's not like you can't ever talk about someone when they're not there. But if you're not willing to say it to their face, don't fucking say it at all. Right? There's things where I'm like unpacking something with a friend of like, oh, like this situation happened with someone and I don't really know how to navigate this. That's me being curious, not, oh my God, and she said this and she said that and blah, 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 blah. I'm so concerned. I'm so concerned. It reminds me of those three girls in season 3 of White Lotus, like the actress and her two friends. It reminds me of that where they were like each like talking shit about each other, like when the other person wasn't there. And it was like very like like a triad or triangulation, sorry. And yeah, just like very much like that, right? And this person will turn people against you, right? The friend who secretly hates you will turn people against you. So when they're talking, they're kind of assessing how do people feel about you, right? Oh, how do you feel about Sarah? What do you think of her like new boyfriend, right? Oh my God, yeah, I fucking hate him. Da, 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 da. And but it's like they want to turn people against you subtly so that they have more leverage. And it's crazy because you're like, how could I have a friend like this? But this person actually wants to see you fail. They want to see you fail because it validates them. Because when you're succeeding, what it is, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you succeeding. It is you are highlighting where they are failing. You are highlighting where they are not following through with what they said they were going to. You are highlighting where they are repeating the same fucking patterns that they've been repeating since 2012. You are highlighting all the gaps between who they say they want to be and where they currently are. You highlight and bring up shame within them through your own success. And then so they need to then tear you down to be able to feel secure again. And so then when life starts to go shit for you, they feel like a sense of relief and they can be friends with you again because you sucking at life doesn't bring anything up for them. They're like, oh, I feel good here, right? It's only when you start to do really well that they're like, wait, what the fuck? And then they have no choice but to look at themselves, and they don't want to do that. And the final red flag that I would look out for in a friend, and this is a person that I would be getting rid of, and this is controversial, is someone who chooses to entertain people who have deeply, deeply betrayed you. If you are my best friend and you choose to stay in contact with someone who you know has deliberately really, 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 really hurt me, I'm not talking about like, oh, like my relationship didn't work out and now you're still friends with my ex. Like, fuck you. Like, relationships don't work out all the time. You guys have mutual friends. That happens. But if you know, like for instance, take an abusive situation, right? If you were in an abusive relationship and your friend was there and witnessed that abuse, and a friend chooses to stay, chooses to still entertain that person after you guys have broken up, you have no place. Like, you have no place in my life, right? If that were an abusive situation. I don't think that person is not a safe person. And I actually think that someone can almost pass their neutrality as being conscious when actually it's being cowardly. It's, I don't want to actually have to confront that this person, I know that this person did these things, but I don't want to see them like that. I want to see them in whatever light that I want to see them in. And to me, that's like entertaining my enemy, my anemone. What the fucking, I can't even say that word from Finding Nemo. Entertaining people who have like really, 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 really hurt me is a form of betrayal in and of itself. Because the way that I see it is that if someone can comfortably sit with another person who has done extreme harm to me, they are comfortable with harm being done to me. No, no. Loyalty is not complicated. You protect what you value. And to me, it's like, if you value the friendship, make a choice. And that's controversial, right? Because we don't want to say you have to choose between me and them and whatever. But at that point, it's like, it should actually be an easy decision. Because for me, I would not be friends with someone who is abusive, violent, a complete victim. I would not be friends with someone who, lies or cheats or steals or like, all of these things that I just are things that I have no place in my life. Like, none of my friends do that. And so it's not then even about like, oh, you've done harm to my friend. It's, you've demonstrated characteristics that I do not entertain in my world. So, if someone, like, this would never happen, but like, let's say like my best friend, let's say that her husband like had an affair with like 40 different women and all of the things. Again, that would never happen. This is a hypothetical. We love Caitlin's husband, right? So if that happened, like, bye, get the fuck out, because you have demonstrated that you lie, you cheat, you are so willing to comfortably lie to my best friend's face. You're presenting a facade. You are presenting yourself to be someone that you are not. And I don't have friends who do that. So that would be the end of that. And again, I know that that is controversial. No one wants to say that because they want to be like, I'm holier than thou. I am neutral. Okay, cool. You don't have a place in my life then. So I hope this episode has been helpful. Pick your friends wisely. And the thing is, I would rather have no friends than have like 40 friends who are just so-so, or people who drag me down, or people who drain me, or people who are energy vampires, or who really actually secretly hate me, or want to pull me down, or making fun of me behind my back. No, right? So I'm so grateful for the couple of like really, 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 really solid friendships that I do have. And like I said, like, I ended a friendship recently. It doesn't matter what the story is, it just wasn't in alignment anymore. And I have so much love for this person. I really hope that we can reconnect in the future. I saw it happen with my best friend. So, like, I never say never. I feel like I can come back from a lot. I'm a pretty compassionate and open person. And also, the way that certain things have gone down, it doesn't align with me. So that's that. So don't be afraid to actually, and this is the thing, as you grow, there are going to be relationships and friendships that do fall by the wayside. That's just part of it. Okay. So know that, but know that what's coming on the other side of that is better than you could have ever imagined. And I promise you, if you put yourself in a space like the Connected Woman, the experience, and especially the awakening retreats, which these are going to be the last ones that I ever run. I'm not running retreats anymore in the future. So if you know you want to come work with me in person and you want to build solid friendships that none of this shit is around that I've just spoken about, those are the spaces to do them. Okay. So all the links will be in the show notes, in the description. I love you guys. I will talk to you next week and I'll see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye. All right, my love. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast episode. Take what resonates and leave the rest. There is no obligation, but you do have a responsibility to yourself to actually do the work. So implement what you have learned here. Let this episode be a reminder that you are built for more. You are not built for the bare minimum. You are not built for mediocre. You are meant to live a big, beautiful, bold life. And if you want to go deeper, come follow me on Instagram at Michelle Panning. That is where I share all the behind the scenes content, and you will get to follow me and my journey as I raise my standards alongside you. So I love you. I believe in your next level, and I will see you in the next episode. Now go unfuck your life, babe.